How you doing, baby? You're all sick. You're all destroyed by the corona.
It got me first, Aidan. It got me
Yeah,
first.
it did somehow.
Sick boy. Yeah, my
Mm.
parents had it all of last week, and I got to Sunday and started feeling ill. And I really thought I beat it. I really thought I got through the whole thing. All my family getting it, but me. And I started getting a gnarly sore throat on the Sunday. Did a rat on Monday, and it instantly came up. I always wondered that. I always wondered, like, does it take like a while to come up? But no,
I know
mine,
it did
for
with my
me at least,
dad.
mine came yeah, it came up instantly. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa, okay. I was like,
interesting.
shit. Yeah, it
Mad.
just came up like that. And I was like, oh God. And I was like, this isn't too bad. Um, but I tell you what, it's been really bad. I've been up at like 4:30 like the last 3 days. And I don't know if you know me, but I fucking love my sleep. It's not like me at all.
I was gonna say that
It's
just sounds
it's
like my
just
usual morning.
yeah, for you, I love sleeping in. I love sleeping,
Sure.
and I just like it's just the rest of it was kind of bearable. I just have this like sore throat, which is just absolutely unlike any other sore throat I've ever had. It is
Mm.
just it's like there's a gash in the back of my throat, and like next to nothing has helped it. Like I can't find anything that helps. I'm at the moment I'm drinking some Fireball whiskey, which helps with the throat actually with bacteria and stuff. But I haven't
Prescribed
drank
by
in
the
like a
doctor.
week, so yeah, literally. Kim's mum was like, drink some whiskey, and I was like, okay, I guess I will.
Don't have
I
to
I
ask me
held off all.
twice.
I held off all week though. I was like, I don't want to. Well, I had like, I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to drink like normal fluids or eat. I've
Mhm.
hardly eaten all week. I've hardly drank anything. Um, and yeah, so Kim's been sick with me as well. So we've just been, I had all of last week off because my dad got it and I worked with dad, so I couldn't go to work. So I had all of last week off. I've had all of this week off. But it's not been fun sick. Like I've just been
Yeah, just
out of
miserable.
it. I can't do anything. I couldn't do it. I'm only starting to feel a little bit better now, but even now I'm
Yeah.
still feeling a bit rough. So apologies if you can hear it in my voice. It's probably not going to sound amazing this week, but there's not much I can do about it. So
Yeah. So yeah, we're zooming today. So if it sounds a little different, if it's not as kinetic as usual, yeah, it's
mm-hmm.
because we're doing the big old Zoom. Connor has decided to Zoom from the outside of his house. So God knows what noises we're gonna hear in the background, such as
Just like last
lovely
time.
crickets. Some
Oh wow.
some lovely crickets. There they
I haven't
are.
heard crickets for a while out here.
Yeah. So that was
How
a
amazing.
that gag was a lot better in my head, to be honest.
Also, you played it before we started recording.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
that was
kind of
that was an
was
excellent
waiting for
play.
you to play it. So I was like, oh, I haven't heard this before.
Oh
Oh,
man.
a Zoom final. This blows. Really wanted to do it together, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to keep Aiden safe.
Yeah, got to keep me safe, got to keep me COVID free. I did think you'd given it to me at one point. Because I had on Tuesday, I was like driving to work, and
Mm,
all of a sudden, like, I just couldn't see shit. Like, I'm not
hmm
even kidding. Like number plates, they had like 4 or 5 letters on them, and like the big Utes that have Toyota written on the back. I was reading it,
hmm
and it said Oyota, and I was like,
Oh
it,
boy.
what's going on? Like, why does that car have 3 wheels? And I got to work, and I was talking to a guy at work, and he was like, yeah, just bloody take it easy. And I was like, yeah, mate. And I was like, sat there doing my job, and all of a sudden my head just starts thumping like crazy. I'm like, oh no, I feel like death. Turns out it was a migraine. It was like the first time I've
Mm,
ever called in sick to work, which meant that I spent a couple of hours in the afternoon sleeping. But then I also just had the rest of the day off, and because it was a migraine, I couldn't look at my screen and do like freelance work or anything. So I just watched Doctor Who for like 6 hours, which was just a
mm.
fantastic experience. I did get fucked like 2 days later with it. My migraine came back at about 11 p.m. at night, and I had a night where I didn't sleep. So I feel your pain of
Wow.
the sleep deprivedness.
Yeah, that's the worst. It's just it's horrible when you're so tired, but like your body's like, nah, you can't though, because you just if you're in so much pain, it's just keeping you up. But you're like
Yeah,
so sleepy. It's like it is the worst. It's like there's nothing more you can do. Really. That's why I've been getting up and like I got up today and just like I was up like a couple of hours and went back to sleep because like it
yeah.
was just like there was no point trying because I
It
was
was
just gonna fucking feel like shit.
it was crazy. Like I can actually like it's weird me waking up and you also being awake, like shortly after me being up. I'm not used to having conversations with you at like before 7 in the morning.
Well, I normally go up for like at work for like 6:30,
Yeah.
but waking up at like 4:30 is like foreign for me. And being
Yeah.
as awake as I was really weird. So yeah, I don't recommend it at all. Not
Right now
fun
or getting
at
up
all.
early?
Both.
Okay.
Honestly, the whole thing's been horrible.
My
It's just
Monday to
literally
Friday
been
alarm
horrible.
is 5 a.m.
Yeah, you've always liked getting up early though. I don't. By the way, I think that's great. I think I think you should get up early. I think you should
Just
seize the
makes me
day.
sleepy later on is the only
Just
problem.
don't like it though. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. You get sleepy. I've just never. I just enjoy sleeping.
That's fair.
You know,
At your pleasure.
but I do think though, like it's good to get up early. But yeah, the early bird gets the worm.
That's
You know?
right. Mate, you have no idea how many worms I've had.
You get that fresh bread.
That fresh worm, baby.
Straight out of the oven, the fresh bread.
Yeah, COVID finale for Series 8, which is
Who knew?
Disappointing, but like,
Yeah,
at least we're still able to do it through the powers of the technology, which is
it sucks, but at least it is what it is. You know, well, next episode will be back, so we'll be back together this year
on a Friday evening, which I think is the first time we've ever done a
I don't think we've
podcast on
ever
a Friday
done that.
night.
We were meant to do it on yesterday, Thursday, and then you said, "Can we push it?" And I said, "Sure," because I was like, to be fair, I'd rather do it late in the week anyway, because I don't know how I'm going to feel, and I'll feel better at the end of the week.
Yeah, I thought that.
But I thought you were going to say something like Friday morning or afternoon, and you're like 6:30, and I was like, because I was flexible all day, so I can't go anywhere. So
yeah,
that's like, I'm free anytime.
That's why I knew. Like, I messaged you and I was like, not that you're going anywhere, but could we do it on Friday night instead? I had some.
I bet.
I had like a group of friends that have like sprawled across to different parts of Australia over time, and this is like the first time we've all sort of been back together. And there was one night that we were all free to hang out, and it's probably the last time we'll ever like all hang out, the group of us ever again, because more people are sprawling out. And so it's like, yeah, it was nice to do. Very wholesome.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, can I guess what you're doing after this?
Sure.
You're watching Stranger Things, aren't you?
I will be returning to my cave to watch Stranger Things.
Have you started the final two yet?
No, I've not, because I watch it with Nick and she'll come around after.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, damn. I was going to bring it down. What was lovely for me to return home to today after work. It's always a lovely feeling when there's a brand new collection box set on my doorstep. Thanks, Zavi. I thought I'd have another 3 months before I'd get it. This is a pretty quick turnaround for Zavi. They dispatched it like late, but then it came within like a week and a bit, which is pretty quick.
That, you know, I think I might I have an issue with my vinyl because it came out 7 days ago and I still haven't got it yet. And it's just weird. I haven't gotten any confirmation emails saying like it's shipped or anything. They've taken the money. I've gotten a receipt. And I haven't got anything. And I emailed them this week and I said, I wanna fucking, know what's going on. Gee, can you hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
That doesn't help my argument that there's no noises out here. That literally never happened.
What is that? It sounds like someone's getting whipped.
No, I think someone's building something. It's like 6:30. Sorry. I don't know. I think I got fucking scammed, but it's a legitimate website, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I went to call them and it went straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and call. I just been, it's funny. Like I said, I can't do anything today. I was just like so knackered. But anyway, hopefully it just arrives out the blue. But anyway, no season 1 and 2 OST final yet.
Well, Aidan's got his season 22 Blu-ray set, and that's what's important here.
Great.
It looks stunning.
Great.
It looks stunning.
And
to celebrate that,
and you have the 1 and 2. You have the vinyl as well.
And I have the vinyl. It's a win-win situation. We're going to be reviewing the first story of season 22 during the break between series 8 and 9. We're going to do a few special episodes. We're going to see the Dalek movies, and we're going to do Torchwood season 2 and things like that.
Shit, yeah.
So we're going to have a few special episodes before we come back and do season 9.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of those will be doing Attack of the Cybermen in season 22 in all of its Blu-ray glory.
And Last Christmas should be in there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll do
Is that
the
next
lovely
week?
Christmas special. I think we're gonna do Last Christmas next week. Yeah, so that'll roll
Okay,
straight
all
over onto that, and then it'll be a little break from
Okay.
where we're at.
Not
But
not a season 7 type break, but
no, not 6 weeks of flux, and then we came back and did 3
and then,
episodes, and then we did Eve, and then we did like High. Yeah, that was
yeah, that was crazy.
it
Yeah.
was madness,
Okay.
absolute madness. Anyways, we are the 50% Doctor Who podcast. We're here to have a chat and talk about Doctor Who, talk shit 50% of the time. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. Someone's building a house next to Conor. I don't even know what is going on there. Let's just see.
No chopping wood.
50 podcast.
Surely this is when you head over to them and you go like, "Hey, I'm filming a podcast here."
I think someone's chopping wood.
There's no trees near your house.
No, Aidan. What do I get delivered to my house? Jarrah. You know the wood that I got delivered to my
from
house.
The Jarrah trees.
Yeah, you have to chop it. Chop the fire on.
I see.
You don't need a fire when you got COVID. I'm like sweating right now, and it's apparently cold outside, but I have no idea.
It is. It's
meant
very
to be
cold
cold.
outside. I don't.
And I'm like
yes.
hot.
Right.
Yeah, that's
there you
hot.
are, baby.
Thank you.
Slay, sis. All right, we'll see how that sound goes. Maybe we'll have to shove you inside. We'll see. We'll see how we go.
I have to move everything.
Well, do you want an entire episode with someone chopping fucking wood in the background? Do you know how annoying that would be to be a listener
there's a
listening
reason
to
why
wood being
I'm
chopped?
outside, right? I know it's annoying. I assume that he will stop soon.
Well,
because I can't film inside. It's a house full of people.
Well, but
there's nowhere in my room to set it up. And it's just that's why I went outside. I didn't go outside for the fun of it.
Well, we'll put.
Like it's the most practical.
No, you were outside because you wanted to be with your crickets. There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get to the sound in time and just failed miserably. I'm trying to be more interactive and incorporate the features of Zoom and make the best out of a shit situation of being on Zoom.
Are you procrastinating because you don't want to watch the episode because you hated it? Is that what's going on here?
No, I just procrastinate a lot. I feel like we've been diving into the 50% of the 50% podcast a lot more recently, and I've
heard is the best part of it.
I have. The reviews are
you thinking what I'm thinking? Just
yeah,
the Doctor Who bit.
What?
And just scrap the Doctor Who bit if you think what I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's not the 50% Doctor Who podcast anymore. It's just the 50%. It's just the podcast.
Yeah.
It's
just raving reviews about the times when we don't talk about Doctor Who.
Oh man, how good. Yeah, Dark Water, Death in Heaven. It's the 11th and 12th episode of the 8th series of the British science fiction television program Doctor Who. It was first broadcast on BBC One on the 1st of November 2014 and the 8th of November 2014. The episode was written by showrunner and head writer Stephen Moffat, and they were directed by Rachel Talalay. It is the first. Well, yeah, it's a 2-part story. First one in quite a while.
Yeah, it's a long time
since what, like mid-series 6, I think.
Wasn't it the Flesh 2-parter? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I guess you could also maybe, not that I really would count it, but I guess some people would maybe count the Doctor Who Avengers and Let's Kill Hitler. What's that episode called?
What, Good Man Goes to Raw?
That's it. Good Man Goes to Raw. Raw? Goes to Raw?
Doctor Who Avengers. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's the name, man. In the episode, Daddy Pink is killed, which happened very quick, actually. I thought there was a little bit more before he dies, but it's actually
just dead.
It just dies straight up. He finds himself in the afterlife called the Neversphere as the Doctor and Clara try to find Danny. They find themselves in a facility that accommodates Cybermans, run by recurring character Missy. And it's when we get the big reveal of Missy being the master. And when we get Cyberman, they're recreating all them shots from, I think, The Invasion. Is that where that's from? Mm-hmm. Probably sound like an amateur, but I'm just going to say it's from The Invasion.
It's a classic episode.
Yeah, who watches that?
Not me.
Well, look, I'll save my opinion till last then, since you've like spiced it up a little bit. What do you think of Dark Water and Death in the Heavens?
I think it's a classic Moffy 2-parter where the first part really entices me, and in the second part I have like some problems with. Despite there actually being some stuff in part 2 I really enjoy, I did just find myself kind of like shaking my head a lot and not having a lot of patience, particularly being ill. But I did a fun thing where I watched part 1 yesterday and part 2 today. So I had a little bit of time between them.
Yeah.
And I actually thought that part 1 was really good. I really liked part 1. I think it really had a really cool setup, and it was a very dark episode, to Moffat's credit, for a final as well. And I remember, I think it was you told me, like, I can now see why the BBC got so many complaints, because it's like, it would be scary to be a kid who had a loved one recently pass away, which they literally referenced in the episode. They're like, it'd be bad if you had a loved one who...
Don't cremate me.
I was like, bro, that's pretty... But I love when Doctor Who goes dark, so...
yeah, that's some dark water for sure.
But a mixed final for me. I just think, all in all, just a bad Cyberman story. The Cybermen do pretty much fucking nothing.
Yeah, they don't do anything. Yeah, I'm pretty similar boat as you. I really enjoyed part 1. I actually, you know what? I watched them back to back, and it was on my day where I was sick and just watched Doctor Who for 6 hours. I watched them back to back, and I enjoyed it the whole way through. I think it was like a nice escape from me for having a really painful headache.
Right.
I really enjoyed it, but I think the first part is really solid. It's not the best, but it's like really solid, and the second part is definitely a lot messier. Yeah, you're right. The Cybermen literally don't do anything.
Pretty much.
It just doesn't quite seem all that polished. Like there's just things in that just don't seem, I don't know, right. And there's quite a bit of ropey CGI in there, and it's a mysterious one, dude. People need to get better at CGI. Did you finish Kenobi? What a segue. Yeah, man. What
it always
is
comes
that?
back to Star Wars with us.
It does.
It just does.
It's 50% Doctor Who, 50% Star Wars. Well, we'll keep it quick because I'm sure a lot of people don't give a fuck. But
I didn't really care for it, but I heard people liked it. I didn't really care for it.
Despised it.
Am I a hater?
I'm a hater, man. Yeah, I just wasn't into it at all. It's just like every shot was just black. I was like, is my screen on? I don't know.
I know, you couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. It's such a classic way to like hide shitty effects.
Yeah,
it's just like the old trick in the book.
And even then,
both,
like the effects
both
look
lightsaber
shit.
fights are in the dark, so it's like, could you have done one in the light?
Yeah. Like, why did they go for both of them to look exactly the same, and neither of them had any like interesting components about them?
Seriously, I watched the Mustafa fight again.
Yeah.
And man, I prefer it leaps and bounds over. I don't care what anyone says. I think that scene is awesome. I love Revenge of the Sith. I think it's great. Best thing about watching Kenobi is that it made me want to rewatch the movies again. And I'm halfway through Rogue One, so I've been really enjoying watching all the movies again. So and I thought I agree. Yeah, shame.
Yeah, I think it looked horrific. I really didn't give a shit about anything in the finale. The only thing is there was one scene that I thought was the best scene of the whole show, which was is it a spoiler?
Hello
I'm not gonna say it. That's cool. That's good.
Hello there.
Right. But no, the scene of where two characters look at each other in the eyes is what I shall say. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Ewan's incredible in his involvement in that scene. I'm trying not to make it obvious.
The issue with that scene though is that it's already been already kind of been done in another thing, and I'm like, hang on a minute, it's not exactly copying what they did, but they did it a lot better.
I don't know.
It's just like, what? Like,
Ewan was just great in it. That's it. Ewan's reaction was fantastic.
Hello there.
Hello there.
I love how awful Hayden Christensen is. It's just great. Like, I just love how bad he is. Like, it's just fantastic. I just love him.
I don't think he's bad.
And not just the men, but the women and the children
too.
I hate
think
them
I
so
have like
much.
I feel like if I grew up my beard a bit more like I do sometimes, I could do a solid Kenobes look.
Hello there.
Hello there.
You can go up to random Luke Skywalkers and be like, hello there.
Hello there. There's a spaceship.
I don't remember having a droid.
So
I might joke to you.
What didn't work for you in this lovely 2-part episode of Duke to Who?
I feel like a broken record because I feel like setup is so important, but payoff is more important. And I was thinking this today when watching the second part. I was like, I don't know if I can really name any episodes of Doctor Who. Maybe Satan's Pit I'm talking like I don't know if I could name like a second part that's better than the first, and it's like we've been taken away from two parts for so long, and you really think that Stephen would have like a really big one to come back with. And it's weird because it is a big story, but it almost just feels like it doesn't. It really does kind of just end with Missy being like, my biggest problem is it ends with like the cyber army. And she's just like, I didn't even want it. It's for you. And just Danny, he flies in the air and they just blow up and then they're all gone. It's like this massive elaborate plan.
That's the biggest problem I have.
Literally goes nowhere. Yeah.
It's just Missy going, it's your birthday,
Mr. President.
Mr. President. Oh, that's also a bit silly, President. Like, yeah, they were like, we thought we'd all come together to appoint one leader. You. Yeah, I thought that was shit. I appreciate that Moff was trying to do a lovely homage with the Brigadier saving Kate, but then
is ridiculous.
It's just like you're just looking at it and it's like it just doesn't work.
Disrespectful in so many fucking levels.
I don't think it's like
ridiculous.
Disrespectful, but it's just
his
like
corpse is flying around in a fucking Spider-Man costume.
But it's like you just didn't need to do it, you know? Like that's my thing. It's like you just didn't need to do it. It's weird that Osgood just gets killed suddenly. Like, yeah, I don't even remember how they bring her back in the Zygon one.
I can't either. I was thinking that today as well. I think it's it's like a flash. I think it's like a flashback. And then, I can't remember. I think it's a duplicate from Day of the Doctor that comes back.
Yeah, I know she does, but I swear there's two Osgoods at the end of that episode.
Yeah, and I think that one duplicates as well. I don't know.
Oh, so there's two duplicates. Duplicates.
I actually can't remember, but yeah, I know the whole thing is which one is the real one, and they're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we're both Osgood. So dumb. It is fun to see Unit come back and like
a lot of fun.
Osgood and all that, but you're right. She does kind of just die, and it doesn't really have much weight to it because I know when they killed her off, I was like, wow, that's crazy. They just killed her off. But then, like, yeah, we now know she comes back. And it's like even when like Kate Stewart goes flying out of a plane, I'm like, okay, you're not gonna kill her off. Like,
yeah,
you're not gonna do that. What do you think of the plane scene? I always have like extreme mixed feelings about it. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of so they didn't have the budget to do it, and it's like.
I mean, the Iron Man Cybermen flying along the outside of the spaceship is
smacking on them.
Quite bizarre. It looks so silly. The shots from inside of them smacking on the windows. It's like, hello. There's, and then all them scenes in that the guy gets sucked out of the window.
I know, and the window's literally like this big, and somehow a whole human.
I think that is true though. I think that can happen.
Oh, to be fair, yeah, probably.
Have you ever done it?
No, but well, my granddad was on a plane to Turkey once, and someone tried to open the emergency door, and it made like worldwide news. So that's my biggest fear, that like some nutter will like try and open up the emergency door, and we're flying out. So if that ever happens, I'll let you know. We'll get my granddad on the podcast.
Yeah. And then the scene where like the door's being blown off and Doc's being like pulled out is just doesn't look good. I actually don't think this is this definitely isn't Rachel's best directed episode of Who. I totally agree. I think the directing's relatively average, if I'm honest. There's cool stuff like a lot of the cross cutting they do, which might have been Moffat, might have been her. Like at the end when the Doctor's smashing up the TARDIS and they're like lying to each other, I think is amazing. I really love that they both lie to each other and it just doesn't get resolved until next week. I think that was really dope. I think the characters were directed really well. I just think the shots weren't great. And again, talking about this polish, there's some shots where it's like it would be a really nice close-up of Pete. And it's like real tight on his face as he's saying something meaningful to Clara. But it's just not framed right. Like the framing is just really weird framing. It's like no rule of thirds and it's not being broken intentionally. It just feels like someone's just put the camera up and they've gone for a take and someone's nudged it and it's slightly moved and it just doesn't look right. Lots of that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There is just some stuff that just like there were some shots like that legitimately looks like terrible. Like this, especially in like one of the first scenes where I was like, that looks really bad, was when Conor was throwing the keys into the volcano, which I think is a really great scene.
Great scene. Yeah.
But it's already a CGI, key flying into a CGI volcano, and for some reason it's like it looks so bad, it's like going in like slow-mo, hitting into and then like it plays the most goofiest sound effect when it falls into the lava. It's like it's like this sloshy, like slimy noise, and I'm like, oh god, to a very good scene. But yeah, there's a shot it made me laugh so much. It's a Peter Capaldi's teeth. Do you remember that? It's like he's
no,
and it's the shot starts with his teeth, and he starts talking, and it like zooms out held quick, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like that just looks so goofy. I know what you mean, like those really like zoomed up shots. I know Rachel had done a lot of like horror stuff, and I think you can get a grasp of that in part 2, in like the graveyard scenes. But I think she works so much better in episodes like particularly like Heaven Sent and like Well Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls. Yeah. Because like they just work so much better. And like, yeah, it is kind of like chalk and cheese, those episodes, because like I agree that it wasn't really that, it didn't really stand out much to me. And it's crazy because like she's directing Doctor Who as we speak, like right now. Directing Doctor Who. Everyone's so excited about it, and I think she's so much better than she was in this episode. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, it could be down to many things, but I just think, I think it's just quite a cheap episode. Didn't like it. Oh yeah, definitely. That's a good point. I don't.
They blew all the budget on In the Forest of the Night.
It's quite possible because you're right. Like even all those scenes in the airplane, like all those exterior shots, just look like not really great. Bad.
Yeah.
There's all those there's even like, that's another thing, like there's all these shots of like water like going down the streets in the second part, and it just looks terrible. Like it really looks cheap. It looks really cheap, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Moving on from the visual stuff, I think the performances were great throughout the episode. I think the episode started really interestingly, like having Kara finally own up to everything that the whole season's been building to, which has been great. And just the sudden death of Danny, which I guess you could maybe kind of tell from the Next Time trailer or something where it was going, but yeah, that was interesting. And then her losing her shit with the doctor, I thought was really great. And him being like, "You let me down." I thought that was great. And then she's like, "Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right." And she goes to leave, and then
go to hell.
Yeah, he's like, go to hell. But no, like, Clara, do you really think that I care for you so little that betraying me would make a difference? Like that I thought was
so good.
Lovely. And then there's like a line, like 2 lines later, where he's like, "You, me, let's show them what we're capable of," like something like that. It was like, let's see what we can do. And it's like not cringy, like it should be cringy, but it's not, because they're just so good. I really like Doctor and Clara, like Pete and Clara. I think they're so good together.
Yeah, because I remember, particularly going into last Christmas, people were pretty convinced that Jenna was leaving.
I think she was supposed to.
I think she was supposed to, yeah. So everyone was like, okay, it's our last couple episodes of Clara. So it felt very, I remember being like insanely hyped, because I was like, okay, it's just like Jenna's last couple episodes. It's the final of Pete's era. But even at the time, I remember thinking, oh, like this isn't really, like the whole of season 8 really didn't go the way that I thought it would. And I think I liked it a lot more now, but it was quite disappointing at the time. And I really wanted a dark episode, and I think part 1 really does nail that. But part two just really kind of just like really trustful, and it's an extended episode as well. I think it's like, isn't it?
It's
I think it's a
55.
bit 55, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's extended, like like I really like that kind of thing, but it's like doesn't really go anywhere. And but I think the incorporation of Missy is really cool, and I think all
she's
that
great
stuff
in
they
it.
did, she is so good. And I
Even
think
when
all the
she's
stuff they
pretending to be
did
a
with
robot, that's great.
the classic AI.
Yeah.
I think, and I really do think all the stuff that Moffat did, like leaving all the breadcrumbs with like Heaven, really paid off really well. Like I think that
sending
it's a
Danny there was
smart
cool.
idea. Yeah, sending Danny there as well was really smart, and I think the idea is like really cool. Like that the Cybermen would like. It makes sense that Cybermen will want to harvest bodies, and there's heaps of bodies in the ground, and it would make sense. And it's something really diabolical, and I think having the master back is really fun, and she's so much more crazier than Sim's master as well.
She's fucking
Sims
bananas, man.
nuts. And bananas.
It just sort of
really
goes nowhere. How shit is the scene at the end? And I like the fact that it's done, but fuck me, it's just not done well at all. When Clara like wakes up and they make it like the exact same as when Rose is in the parallel world and she hears the doctor go, Rose.
I'm sending the kid back.
Yeah, I'm sending the fucking kid back. And it's just this like glowing light CGI mash. Like it looks horrific. And then the kid like walks out. And I'm like, we have no emotional attachment to this kid whatsoever. Like they really should have played into it and built him as a character. Like had him and Danny maybe go on an adventure in heaven together. That you know what I mean?
Yeah, like he doesn't say a single word.
No. And maybe because he's a foreign kid, they didn't want to. But fucking hell, it's Doctor Who. Like, the TARDIS translates all dialogue, apparently. Like, surely there's another line that they can use
I'm
to
sure
say,
no
like,
one's going to question it.
Yeah.
I really, to be fair, though, I really did like how they did. All those army scenes are really cool.
Yeah, they were cool.
See Danny in like Afghanistan and stuff. I thought
great
that
performance
really cool.
from Sam Anderson.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, Rachel.
Hi, Rach.
You're doing good here. And then some stuff just happens, and I'm like, ooh. But yeah, I actually do really love the inclusion of Missy, and I always have to remind myself, like, she comes back so quickly. Like, she's not in Last Christmas, and she's in the opener for season 9.
Yeah, crazy.
But I forgot how much I actually really enjoyed having a character around. I actually do really dig Missy. I think she's great, and she kind of like carries the episode in places where I feel like it needed a little bit of help. She really does do some really cool
think
stuff.
all the main full cast being Missy, Doctor, Clara, and Danny, I think they all really carry the episodes, which is great. I always loved that score, and I remember it was like unreleased for ages, and we would always listen to like the unreleased version of it on YouTube when the Cybermen wake up. And it's like the down, and like all the water's coming down, they're all stepping out.
That scene is really cool.
That's cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's a really good cliffhanger, and like all those shots in London, like very nice.
Yeah, all that stuff, all that location shit outside at the start of part 2 was really great. I love that scene when Pete's like a corporation harvesting the bodies of dead people. I feel like I'm missing something, and the doors close. It's the Cybermen thing, and it's the classic. Yeah, Rachel being a bit weird and does like this kind of quick zoom in onto it. Like, it was weird. But no, it's still cool, and she's clearly just trying to add a bit of flair, which I can only respect. You know what made me laugh like crazy is when like the doctor's talking to Missy at the very start, and he doesn't know she's Missy, and he says something to her, and she goes like, "The doctor," and he's like, "The doctor," and she's like, "Dr. Chang!"
Yeah, Dr. Chang! Yeah, dude, she's got so many like wacky ass deliveries that I think really work, and I think it could have been easily have like overdone, and it's a little bit annoying sometimes, but I actually have always really liked her master. I know a few people had some issues with her back in the day, but I heard nothing but really good stuff. Like I think we've actually been really treated with modern Who masters. Like I think they've all been really good, thank God, so far. And I think she has like a really good twist on it. And it's the first time I think I wish I felt this way more with Jodie, but I think with her playing like the master, it didn't even occur to me that like the sex had changed. Like it didn't even occur to me. And it didn't even like it just fits perfectly, you know. And I wish I felt that way more with Jodie. But it just fits so well. And I think her and Pete's relationship is so interesting. And I guess what I got out of it the most rewatching it was that I was like, okay, like this relationship is gonna be like a really cool thing to rewatch. Like even at the end, like they have even when like I do believe like he does kind of go to like kill her, but I think he knows she'll teleport. But
yeah, I don't know.
I think he gives a little look at the end and he's like, I think she just teleported. But also he's like, I also don't care if this does kill you. And I like that. I like that a lot. But I just think that I this is why, like, as much as I'd love to see what Russell would do with like the Cybermen or the Daleks, I really don't want to see it for a while.
Yeah,
because
no, totally.
I'm over it.
Get me some of that beat the meat goodness, baby. What I was going to say about Missy is that I can respect the choice. The clear decision I think Moffat made was he could see that Doctor Who was going into a direction where, you know, it was kind of starting to catch up. We were going to get a female Doctor soon, and I can respect that he kind of was like, a way of easing it in is to do a female master first, you know, because I feel like a lot of people, you know, they've not seen Time Lords change sex. I know it's been referenced and stuff, but it's not really been seen in the TV show. And I think it was like a nice way of sort of pushing that transition, you know. Yeah, you know what's the weird part of this episode is when fucking Clara is like, I'm the Doctor, and then they switch their names around the titles and the eyes come up. And I remember watching that at the time and being like, oh my God, Clara's the Doctor. She's a future version of the Doctor. Like I was convinced.
Clara Oswald never existed. Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
I actually think that is just so fucking dumb, and I wasn't there for it. I think it's stupid.
I think it's funny the swipperoni, the switcheroo in the titles, but like just the fact that it was said in the first place was just shit. And the whole time I was like, oh, you're not the Doctor. Like, but that's fair because she's playing Clara trying to be the Doctor. She's not. It's not Jenny trying to be the Doctor. You know.
But it's like the fucking dialogue just goes in circles. It cuts back to Simon like 3 times going, you are not the Doctor. And she's like, I am. And they're like, no, you're not. And she's like, I am. And it cuts to another scene. It comes back. And it's like, you are not the Doctor. And she's like, well, I am. I'm not lying.
It's really obvious when Danny's Cyberman rocks up as well. And like, he's like, he kills them. And she's like, what are you doing? And he was like, they just like say the same lines kind of back and forth for a little bit. And it's like, maybe because with the viewer, we're like, it's clearly Danny, but like just the way he's talking, it feels kind of obvious. Like there's a reason why. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Really grim seeing him under the mask. You know, his face cool, like pinned and stuff was really
some cool makeup there.
Yeah, and he really goes ham when he has to do like the attention. We will, even though it's cringe, and he's got the wristband on that they did a cool fucking shit slow-mo flying shot of again. Yeah. Also, did you notice when the Cybermen would take off? I don't know if they were trying to do like the heat emitting from them or something, but their bodies like kind of pixelated a bit as they would fly up. Did you notice that shit?
Yeah. I'm really not a fan of the Iron Man Cybermen doing the old.
It's like they exported them at 720 in like a 1080.
I mean, we've got the art reactors, which is so hilarious.
Yeah,
and like, they kind of do explain it, but I was also scratching my head as to why Danny, compared to a Cyberman, was still conscious.
Yeah, I don't understand all the logistics, but
no, I mean, I kind of at first I was like, I'm like, okay, at least they're acknowledging that
Mm.
you know, you can turn it off. But I was like, hang on a minute, why is he walking around with the piece of paper that says Danny Tink on it to identify the body, and he's shooting Simon. It's almost like when what's her name from Torchwood, when she's like, I did my duty. Like, well, how the fuck has she still got her emotions? I guess you just gotta like roll with it a little bit. But also, I think I really like is that I do appreciate that they never gave Danny and the Doctor a scene to be like almost like they shook hands and were like, we'll accept our differences.
Yeah.
They like Danny went out being like,
fuck you, Doc.
This guy's a dickhead. Don't trust him, Clara. And in a season's time, he is pretty much right, because she ends up following him to her death. And I like how they don't, you know, they don't really make amends. I like that. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good stuff. I
quite liked one, having Gran back. Clara's Gran was back, which was lovely. The one that saw Matt Smith naked.
Madge from Benidorm was back. That was a good surprise.
That was a lovely treat. And also, like, he's fun in his scenes, but his character literally goes nowhere because he just gets shot randomly by Missy. But Chris Addison as Seb.
Yes, that was from Thick of It.
Yes. Oh my god, I didn't realize that was him. What?
Yeah, so they don't do it for season 10, but they did it for in season 9. There's also an actress from the Thick of It in the Zygon two-parter. I don't know if you noticed, but in all the Russo Bros movies for Marvel, they always chuck in a community actor.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to do something like that for every season of Peter Capaldi's era, because they chuck him in, and in season 9, the Zygon two-parter, there's an actress from Thick of It in that, but I don't believe there's someone from season 10. But yeah, he's from. It's funny because that's like him, and I know that the guy in the plane, the Indian actor, he's like a really big British actor.
Yeah,
I remember when he got cast, everyone was so excited, and he just does nothing.
He's got like 3 lines and then gets shot out a window.
People were like, "What the fuck was the point of that?" Like,
yeah,
I remember people being hyped for that, and then like nothing happening with it. But yeah, Seb was funny. He actually added some pretty interesting. I even like how like you ran, we just heard a guy screaming. It's like, oh, looks like someone left their boy to science. Like, it was some fun. Some fun little lines. And what did you think about the Doctor and Clara lying to each other?
Yeah, like I said before, I think that was great. I
like it a lot. I think it's really interesting.
And I love the whole like hugs are a way that hides your face. I think that's real sweet.
Yeah, cracking mine. Just like every Doctor Who episode, there's always something like really cool in there. Yeah. It's hard to hate it when they're like there's
so many good lines
in there.
I also loved the portrait of Brigadier. That was probably the better reference of the 2 references to the Brigadier in the episode. The portrait on the plane was quite cool.
I ain't much of a classic man, as you know, but you know
how that's what the Brigadier looks like.
Haha, I know what the Brigadier looks like. I'm not dumb when it comes to classics. I just don't watch a lot of them. But it made me laugh when Kate Stewart's like, you know, when they knock the Doctor out, they shoot him with like a tranquilizer gun, and like he wakes up and he's like, Kate, why'd you do this? And she's like, I have to do it, Doctor. It's like, what would your dad say? And she's like, you know, he'd do the same. And I was like, would he? Like, would he do that? I don't think he would. Why the fuck would you knock the Doctor out? Like, what was he gonna do? He's there to save you. And then the next scene, it's like, Mr. President would do everything you say. You just knocked him out. It's just, I'm just like, what? That's so dumb. But I do actually, going back, I do actually really love how they lie to each other to almost save each other and help each other out. And then I really love, from memory, how it all comes ahead in the next episode, because their lies become they find out they both lie to each other, and I recall that scene being like really fucking good. So I actually like that. I think it's good. I like how they lie to each other. I think it adds something to the episode. I think it's like that final coordinate scene where he's like smashing the TARDIS.
That's
I think
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's excellent. How good is Ryan Gosling wearing the shitty gut fan art.
Yeah, it's
It's like blown up as well. Like Russell's
Yeah.
like posted a photo of it. The official BBC account posted a photo. I could just see like I think Matthew Purchase is the artist. He's
Yeah.
he's like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like, help me. This is
Well,
too
I knew
much.
he was a fan of the show because he spoke about that Matt Smith scene from
Oh, Gosling. Yeah.
Pandora Opens a lot.
Yeah.
He spoke about that quite a lot. I know
Yeah.
he's a big fan of Matt Smith. So I knew he was a fan of the show. So I was like, oh, that's funny. They're working on the same movie. He'll probably be like, oh, it's awesome. But then yeah, he did that, and I thought, now with Shooty being the Doctor and like people like Neil Patrick Harris being in the show and David and Catherine coming back and Russell being like the biggest writer, I'm like, yeah, like why the fuck not? You know, why can we not even have Ryan in the show?
Oh my god.
My next move. I'm saying if I was Russell, I'd be like, hey man,
you know how you did that?
You like the show.
Yeah.
It's like you owe me for wearing
stolen like fake merch.
Uncopyrighted merch. Yeah, fake merch.
It's a beautiful piece of art, and everyone should look at if they haven't. So
yeah, it's really nice.
He
has to do is see big bucks, or he can star in an episode. It's up to him. You can pay, or you can star in an episode.
I saw on Shooty's story, he was like working out in the gym, and I was like, "Damn, we got a hot doc. we got a sexy doc.
Totally.
Yeah.
He's gonna be throwing Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be arm wrestling Cybermen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we better get some. It's like, you know, in every Marvel movie, it's like in their contract to have at least one shirtless scene, so they can be like,
really?
So they can be like, yeah, because the actors are like, look, if you're making me do all this work, you can't see it under your clothes, so we need at least one shirtless scene. It's in the contract. I don't know if there's any more, but well, I don't know if you heard, but not that I'm going to go see it because I have no interest in seeing it. But it's like Thor's the first movie to show nudity. You're going to see Chris Hemsworth's steroid ass, his chiseled steroid ass. That you could probably play the bongos on that bad boy, and you could make a great tune, I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel like they shouldn't have shown that in the trailer because it's kind of spoiled. Because in the trailer, you watch at the movies, it's blurred out that you see his ass.
Yeah, isn't that ridiculous? Like, what kind of world we live in?
Like, it would be just so funny to watch it during the actual movie and be like, "Oh my god, they've done that. It's an ass."
I have like no intentions on seeing it, but I know what. Shut up.
Neither do I.
Do you?
I'll probably go because my mates will go, but other than that and Guardians, like I'm not fussed about going back for more Marvel.
You know, Guardians I like because of James, but like I just don't think, you know how you were saying about like Kenobi and stuff, you just feel like they don't care. I just get that feeling that I just get
lazy.
That, it's just lazy. Yeah, it's just lazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Series 8 of Doctor Who. The good old series that we've just finished rewatching, that's great, right? We finished another series, incredible. What's sort of been like a highlight episode for you? What's an episode that you didn't think you'd like but you did like, and what's an episode you thought you'd like but you didn't like?
Highlights definitely listen.
Sure.
I think to this day it's like one of the greatest episodes. Orient Express surprised me the most because I recall enjoying it, but I loved it. And an episode I thought I'd like, Time Heist was an episode I thought I'd like a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, normally I can't fucking think when you ask me that question. But for some reason this season I had like perfect examples for all those questions.
I think it's a series that we were kind of like angsty whilst watching, and I think that like hindered our views as young angsty boys. I thought that a standout for me, a highlight, was Mummy on Orient Express, an episode that I didn't think I'd like or hadn't liked in the past that I did like was Into the Dalek. I really loved that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
but also honorable mention to just having a bit of fun in the Forest of the Night, where I did go into it expecting to hate my life, but I was like, that's kind of fun. It's shit, but it's fun.
Yeah, we love it. How can you not? We love it. It's fun.
And an episode I thought I'd like and have loved in the past and was always a highlight for me in the past, but I didn't like, same as you, Time Heist. I think that's why that one went down so sour, because both of us, it was like in our previous viewings of this season had been a highlight for us.
That episode could have been so much fun.
Peter the Octopus, he's angry.
Yeah. No.
Oh, should he be in the? I actually really enjoyed watching it. I feel like I sound harsher about the episode than I.
It's such a lackluster final, though. It's not
You're
even
a lackluster
like,
final.
I'll just turn the light off. I'll just go.
Finally,
I'll just
more
go.
me. You know, in the Five-ish Doctors when Colin gets all his DVDs and he's like, yes, more me.
More me.
That's great.
Man's sick. All right. He's
sick.
He's
shit
on the last leg. Yeah. Oh no, I just think it's a boring final. At least season 9 has arguably the best episode ever in the final, and season 10 has a really cool final.
Yeah.
I just think 8 is just pretty meh.
As if I gave In the Forest of the Night a 6. That's ridiculous. I'm just looking at the scores now. Oh man.
It really ain't that bad. Like,
no, but 6 is pretty fucking high, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think the score is, at least for me, my score is on like a technical standpoint, as in like writing and direction and acting and stuff, and also how much I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah,
like
I can respect that. Oh, just a bit of death, bit of Corona. What would you give this fantastic 2-parter out of 10, Connor?
This is being really generous, but I think it deserves a 7. But that's being generous.
What the fuck?
I really didn't.
What's wrong with you?
What?
What? I thought I talked better, like more highly of it than you, but you're giving it a higher score than me.
What? You're giving it lower than a 7?
Yeah.
Giving it a 6.5.
I was gonna give it a 6, but now I'm looking back and comparing it to other episodes.
The same as In the Forest of the Night? Are you insane?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go.
Bro, you used to be so careful with your scores. Now that's just like the loosey goosey.
I'm dropping the ball. Dropping the ball like crazy. All right, I'm gonna give it I think 6.5 is where I'm at with it.
Wow, that's pretty fucking low. For a final, you're giving it 6.5. That's
a bit messy, but I freaking enjoyed it. Okay. All right. And it's good performances. Okay. Oh, but there is good performances. That ending's really great.
6.5 is pretty fucking low. I was going to give it that, but I was like, that's not, it doesn't deserve 6.5.
Why do we care so much about scores? I'm giving it a 7 because you talked me around. I think the performances are that good that it deserves a 7. Okay? Are you happy now?
No, not really. I'm fucking coronavirus. I started to figure I was immune. I ain't really. I thought I was Ellie from Last of Us.
I'm still immune right now, which is good.
For now.
All right, folks. Still to come on the show, we are going to add together all these scores to give you a total Series 8 score episode rank, average, mean, medium mode. The score, the number. Yep, that's right. Connor, you are a bull. Our audio listeners, Connor has the bull hand and he just barked like a dog.
That means bullshit.
And okay. All right, the scores are in, Connor. The scores are in.
Let's do it.
Our final season average from all the scores we've given, calculated together. Okay. What do you think your score is going to be? Just based off an average of what you felt about the series, what do you think it's going to be?
I think it's got to be somewhere between like a 6 and a 6.5.
Side note, my beer tastes like yogurt and I don't understand why. All night I've been drinking this and I'm like, I don't know why there's something weird going on here. But yeah, go on.
Vanilla yogurt?
Just like
it's yogurty.
There's just a yogurty vibe to it. I don't know.
It's
weird. Yeah. So you think between a 6 and a 6.5?
I'd say something like that.
Okay. Well, Connor, you gave
Mm-hmm.
Deep Breath a 7, Into the Dark an 8.5, Robert Sherwood a 5, Listen an 8, Time Heist a 5, The Caretaker a 7, Kill the Moon a 7, Mummy on the Orient Express an 8.5, Flatline a 5, In the Forest of the Night a 5, Dark Water, Death in Heaven a 7, and your overall series score is 6.63.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right.
Close, but
Okay.
wrong.
Hey, let's go. Order 66.
Yeah, boy.
Woo.
All right.
All
What do
right.
you think, based off of my opinions and our chats over the last 11 weeks?
6
You think 6?
for you.
You
For
think
you,
6?
definitely
Okay.
like a 6.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't even let me finish the question. It's fine. All right. I gave Deep
That's
Breath
me.
an 8, Into the Dalek an 8, Robert Sherwood a 6, Listen an 8, Time Heist a 5, The Caretaker a 5.5, Kill the Moon a 6.5, Mummy on the Orient Express an 8, Flatline a 7.5, In the Forest of the Night for some fucking reason a 6, and Dark Water, Death in Heaven a 7, which makes my final overall season score 6.86.
Well,
I very much enjoyed this series, and I think it shows in the scores, and that's great. Yeah. So I apparently
okay.
enjoyed it a tiny bit more than you.
More than me, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty weird. Like looking back, I'm looking back over the scores of the final series scores of the previous seasons right now, and it's like, this is kind of on par with series 6 and 7, the scores, which is interesting.
Okay.
And then the RTD scores are like, other than series 2 for me, all of them are like a bit higher than that. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
The RTDs and series 5. But no, I enjoyed series 8. I don't think it all quite comes together in a lot of places. I think if the finale had been a bit better, it would have worked. But other than that, I think it's got a solid direction to it. You know, like it's darker. I think taking Pete into the direction that they did was really good. I love the Dr. Clara and Danny, just thing that was a through line throughout the series. I thought was great, which was something I never liked as a kid. So yeah.
Yeah, I have a really good feeling that I'm gonna love season 9 because
Interesting.
I have fond memories of pretty much all the episodes, apart from the off one here and there. So I'm very keen. I think when we get to my overall score for season 9, it's gonna be pretty high.
It's gonna be through the roof.
It's gonna be through the roof because I actually do really like a lot of stuff to do there, and they went from not doing 2-parters to doing pretty much every episode, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah. I love how Moffat, I remember they were making series 7 and he's like, yeah, so series 7, we're not going to do any 2-parters. You know, looking statistically at 2-parters in the past, the second part always get less ratings than the first part. And then in series 9, they were just like, fuck that.
Let's do it.
Let's go. We don't need that shit.
And they even just do interesting things with it, all like all the like a shield and stuff. It's like it is 2 parts, but they're both very different. And even what they do, like Face the Raven and like Heaven Sent and Hellbent, they're all quite different, despite them all being like the same story. I like what they do with that. So I'm keen.
Shaking it up, baby. Shaking it up.
Oh yeah. Shaking that booty.
Well, Connor, it has been great to talk to you once again. It's great to talk about series 8. Thank you everyone for listening to another series of the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that it's not our best episode, you know, because we're distanced.
But the circumstances, folks. I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah.
But when we see you next, I'll be a lot better.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Doing it through Zoom. Connor having COVID. Me being very tired because I missed a night's sleep, and then I also was out late last night, so I didn't sleep, and it's end of day on a Friday. So.
And Stranger Things is calling Aidan from his bedroom. It's like Aidan.
Yeah.
Aidan,
I don't think I can stay awake for 4 hours of Stranger
if
Things.
Anyone dies at the end. Come find out.
Man.
Come find out.
Nick already knows. She does this bullshit thing, and I have a go at her all the time. I'm always like, I care so much about storytelling, and you just go out there and you fucking ruin it. Whenever it's like a show and she thinks someone might die at the end of the season or something, she'll just Google it.
Just to find out.
And she'll be like, I know who dies or something. So she messaged me about the finale, and I was like, don't you dare say a
I know
word.
some people who enjoy enjoy knowing before they watch, and I'm like, well, why?
I don't
What's the
know.
point of that?
It's
But I
crazy.
know some people who like doing that.
It's like knowing
literally
that John Sims master will return in the series 10 finale before you watch the episode. It's
predict.
shit.
That's the problem with Netflix though, is that like people will, the second it comes out, will go straight to the last episode, go to the last 5 minutes.
That's
and,
crazy. Why would you
see.
do that?
People are crazy, man. It's a weird
People are
world.
Crazy. It is
A weird world.
Weird world. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at the Doctor. We'll be back in person hopefully next week for Last Christmas. And so we'll have the banters going. We'll have the Christmas going. You get to hear the Christmas sting again, which is fantastic. Everyone loves the Christmas sting. Here's a little bit of Christmas sting just to get you excited. Speaking of which, the Nick Frost ending of the episode actually
that's really
was
cool.
Really funny. Yeah,
we love a big credit scene.
Knock. That was great. That was excellent. All right, yeah. Twitter and Instagram after the Doctor, and you can watch our face over on the YouTube channel. We're trying to push that and make that a little bit bigger at the moment because it's still quite small and lacking. So, but you know, yeah.
Which sucks because we're so big and not lacking. Please,
yeah, please
sub.
Wait,
if you haven't, what's wrong with you? Get on it.
Yeah, biggest podcast of the world, not
Why
just Doctor Who, of all of them.
Yeah, number one in the world.
Number one, baby. All right.
Tell your gran, tell your fam.
We haven't done this through Zoom in a while, so let's see how this goes. Would you like to sing the song that we like to sing sometimes, you silly, sour, sick dog?
Sick dog.
I forgot you were sick. That was just me calling you cool. Podcast doing Doctor Who reviews. Doing Doctor Who reviews. Last Christmas.
My neighbors think I'm crazy now.
Gave you my heart.
More than they already think.
I just realized I go down south in a day and a half, and then I don't get back until like just before we record for Last Christmas. So I need to watch that at some point.
Yeah, you do. Probably.
You said that like I don't. Yeah, that's your problem.
Well, I don't know what day you come back, so
I will come back on Thursday, and we will record on Thursday.
I'll call on Thursday. Okay.
Mm.
You can watch it in the toilet between shits.
I like to watch it on my Blu-ray on the big screen.
Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, man. You gotta watch it on the toilet.
I want to watch. I remember a few weeks ago, or like a few months ago, I was at Nick's house and I sent you a Snapchat of like Last Christmas was on ABC, and like I watched like 2 minutes of it, and I was like, "Fuck, this looks so good." Like I want to experience that prettiness on big screen. All right, and that's what I got in my room. So
yeah, there's no such thing as Blu-ray players in Margaret River.
No, I'm not gonna take my PS5 down to Margaret River.
I take my PS4 to Margaret River.
Well,
so I can play like.
To be fair, PS4 is significantly smaller than the PS5.
But I do it so we can like me and the boys come chuck on like Simpsons and we get ready or something. Not to play stuff.
But the thing is, like the PS4 really is quite like you can put it in a bag and take it. PS5 is so big and heavy, man.
I can't relate, man.
It's so.
I can't relate. I simply just can't. I got that PS4 bullshit going on.
Oh.
Bye. Bye. Wow. There's crickets allowed tonight out here.
Yeah.
Sunny Perth.